Hey everybody, it's Tim with the University of Vinyl. Welcome back to my channel. Today, it's the elephant in the room, so to speak. I can't put this off any longer. I've gotten many requests, emails, comments on videos to talk about the new shelving solution that you see behind me. You'll notice that this thing is nowhere near fully shelved yet. I'm still working on that, but I thought I would take a few minutes today and kind of talk through the solution that I landed on, how did I go about doing it, and just a little bit of an A through Z. And if I gloss over something or forget a particular detail, if someone has more questions, please leave questions in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer all the questions that you may have. So let's start from the beginning. Last fall, my wife and I unexpectedly decided to move. This was not a long move. We're literally moved about 8 miles down the road. We kind of lucked into a property that we absolutely loved. And when I looked at the space down here, I'm in the lower level. It's a finished basement. Literally, I have, for my kind of listening area from over here down to the end of the wall where you see the Martin acoustic guitar over there, this is 3 times the size of my old little 10 by 12 third bedroom listening room in the previous house. So I was overjoyed when I saw the space here, and I knew immediately I want to put in some nice shelving. I was jealous of some of the backdrops. I'm not talking about you, Alex Dickey. If you know, you know. But anyway, I wanted to do some kind of a custom shelving solution. More power to Calyx, IKEA out there. I still am utilizing my white 8 cube over here where I have all of my rig, all of my equipment is set up on. And I've freed up all that space. I'm going to do some kind of just a genre and use those cubes for maybe jazz, maybe country, western, haven't decided yet. But I'm going to do a little bit of a walk around and walk people through this space a little bit later in the video. But back to the beginning. So we made the move and I immediately started planning. I knew I had a really nice area here that I could utilize for shelving. So I basically have a floor to ceiling solution, and I used a company out of California called Modern Shelving. It's modernshelving.com. I am in no way being sponsored, or I'm just telling people this is who I landed on. That's who I decided to work with. The experience was very good. You basically go ahead and do an online inquiry. You'll book a quick appointment over the phone with them. They'll have a designer. You come with a couple pictures of the space where you're thinking what you want to do. And they have several different solutions. This was called a pole mounted design. I'll talk more about that when I go through the kind of walkthrough. And I came down to, based on my space, I did a 4 bay, so 4 sets of shelves going vertically. The shelves are actually quite long compared, if you compare it to the Calyx cube. The shelving length is 22 inches that I decided to go with. The only reason I decided to go with that is because I found someone in my early planning stages on Instagram who decided on a similar situation. I'm going to drop some images of his Instagram account and kind of what he landed on. And when I saw that, I knew, okay, this solution will be secure, it will be stable, and it can support what we're talking about as far as a 22-inch span. I do have one shelf kind of concluded up here, and I'll do a quick count on that and people will know about how many records you can put in per shelf. That's it. I am super, super pleased. I have boxes and boxes and boxes of all of my collection on the floor here. I am slowly but surely working my way through. I'm starting at A, and I'm going to go alphabetical. I'm not gonna really break this up into some kind of subgenre situation. I am though going to separate the jazz collection and put it over in the calyx over there, or I have another kind of a cool flip bin that I'll show people. I've showed before on my channel. I think I'm going to use that for kind of like new arrivals, maybe some higher end audiophile things that I'll separate out and leave over there, but I'm still thinking that through. More footage is coming and more kind of voiceover from me. That's it for now. Let's get started. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show everyone the entire kind of room as it stands right now. I was a little bit reluctant to do this because you can see it's in a state of transition. It's a bit of a mess. But there is my original 8-cube calyx unit from IKEA. I'm going to continue to use that as kind of my equipment area, my equipment hub. And I will utilize those shelves below. Still thinking that through, whether that's going to be jazz or maybe a different genre, or a eventual overflow space. Although I don't think I'm going to need it, but hey, who knows? Everybody knows how it is with this crazy hobby of ours. I mentioned this piece over here. This was a custom built from a woodworker friend of mine. We basically looked at some things online, and he was able to kind of come up with a plan, and I purchased some nice, God, I think that's sprouted maple, if I remember correctly, but some higher end lumber, and he built that for me about a year ago now, maybe a year and a half ago. I've loved that piece. And then here we go. There is the new edition. And so the company, again, was called Modern Shelving. Their web address is modernshelving.com. This is called a pole-mounted solution. It's a 4-bay, and it is modular. So if I wanted to add another bay here where my beloved Boston Acoustics A200 is, I could do that, certainly, not without any real difficulty. The hardware is kind of aircraft grade aluminum, and the shelves are supported by these hardware pieces here. Now, I got a little bit nervous and added an extra little bracket that I've tied into the wall with some drywall, what's the word I'm looking for? Anchors. And there is a fully loaded rack right there. I don't want to get too tight with this stuff, so I'm trying to leave a little bit of room. And then here we go. We've got plenty of room for growth here. I'm going to display some of my favorite things up on top. I might cycle those in and out occasionally as things kind of grow and change in the collection, but for now, that's what I'm settled on. So I use this company only for the hardware, and I ordered that, and there was about it was about a month, and all the hardware arrived. There was a 17-page instruction booklet, and at that point in time, I decided to hire a handyman to kind of assemble this for me. and I think he did a pretty good job. There was a couple of these shelves that were not 100% level, but I was able to go in there and easily kind of make some adjustments. That wasn't too difficult. And I've got everything pretty much level. I had a bit of a bow in the floor, so the handyman kind of blamed a couple of these shelves for not being level on the bow in the floor. Anyway, I've gone in and made the necessary adjustments because I'm a bit of a neat freak and we want things to be level. So there you have it. That is really a nice looking solution. I think it's going to be rock solid. I'm probably going to do these brackets just to be sure. Now these pole mounts are tied into the drywall or into the wall at two different locations per pole. So at the top, and then we have another tie-in at the bottom under that shelf. And then I'm going to maybe tie in, like I said, we'll see what I think, how the shelves are doing. And then my latest idea, I decided rather than have these records kind of coming up against, you know, really a 1-inch piece of aluminum, I went back to the same place that I went for the shelving and had these end caps cut. Now you'll see this is 1/4-inch birch plywood. They do kind of match my main shelves. Now the main shelves are entirely different animal, still Baltic birch, and I did apply a single coat of lacquer, kind of a satin finish lacquer onto these, and you can kind of see a little bit of a difference there compared to like the raw product. I'm not going to bother and stain these end caps, but these are 3/4 inch, so very, very, very beefy shelving, and I'm impressed with this aluminum. This thing is very, very, very solid. It's not going anywhere, which was a concern, so I wanted to make sure that was totally secure. This might be one of the more over-engineered shelving solutions you'll find, but I would rather be safe than sorry. That is it, really. Like I said, I need to continue unboxing and shelving in between work and letting my dogs out. That's basically my existence. I am also listening to some great music. I'm now gone down a rabbit hole. I need a really nice listening chair for the sweet spot. And I'm looking online for that. I'm kind of scanning Facebook Marketplace and looking in other places for a nice, comfortable chair that I need. Definitely a requirement, don't you think, everybody? That is it. I'm going to wrap it up here and say thank you for watching this. For future videos, I haven't decided on if my backdrop is just going to be the shelf with the collection, or maybe we'll look down the room towards the equipment as well. We'll do some different setups and see how it looks. Hope everyone is having a great day, and I plan to be back later in the week talking about some music that I have recently acquired and sharing some observations. Please like the video if you did like the video, and hopefully you're all subscribed. But if you're not, I would appreciate you considering subscribing. I have a deep backlog of what I feel are interesting videos. Maybe you will too. Have a great day. We'll see everybody later.